'76 by candles light, a handful of men signed their names to the fight. Everything they had, their fortunes, their lives, on a dream that a free land could arise. Muskets in the cold, the drum and the fife, they bled for a country they'd never see thrive. 250 years and we're still standing tall. Red, white, and blue flying over us all. And I'm proud, Lord, I'm proud of this ground where I stand, of the blood and the fire that built this land. Land that I love. Thank God I'm still free. 250 years and she still belongs to me. Hey! Cannon smoke rolled over Bunker Hill. Every generation paid the bill. From Normandy sand to a desert sun, they carried that flag till the fight was won. Torn and burned, but it never came down. Stitched back together and raised over town. 250 years, and we're still standing tall. Red, white, and blue, flying over us all. And I'm proud, Lord, I'm proud of this ground where I stand, of the blood and the fire that built this land. Land that I love. Thank God I'm still free. 250 years, and she still belongs to me. Now the drums come alive on the 4th of July. Blue thunder roaring across the sky. The jets tear over the crowd below. Same stars those founders watched long ago. Fireworks bursting a million strong. The whole nation singing the same old song. Like the biggest sky the world has ever known. 800,000 stars, and nobody's alone. Cannons and fireworks, the flag rolling high. The eagle climbing through the 4th of July. Grandmas and soldiers, the young and the old, hand over heart for the red, white, and gold. 250 years, and we're still standing tall. Red, white, and blue, flying over us all. And I'm proud, Lord, I'm proud of this ground where I stand. God bless the fire that built this land. Land that I love. I'll always stand for you. 250 years, and she's still shining through. Hey! 250 years, still free, together strong, nobody left behind.
And that's one powerful entrance by John, Together Strong. Again, his QR code is up here. Check it out. It's an amazing, he has an amazing channel. Check out John's channel. He's got some really, really good stuff on there. Good Sunday morning. Looks like a good portion of the people I know here have made it through the holiday. That's always one of the big pluses for this time of year. I still have all my digits and all my fingers, so I am good. And I'm trying something a little bit different here right now. I do have a different background on here. It looks like the same background, but it's actually not. This is, you can see my hand disappears and stuff. That's actually a picture of my office, so I can do this from anywhere and still look like I'm sitting in my office. Yesterday, I ended up doing my live stream out on the road out there, and I had a different background I was going to use for yesterday until I found out that I had to be out there. I forgot all about having that parade, and my granddaughters and my wife and daughters were all in that, so I had to scrap the background I was going to use because it wouldn't let me switch it to the front camera and show the parade without showing this background too. But this was my background I was going to use for yesterday. It's actually the background I have on my computer and my phone. So this was the one I was going to use. Just a little bit different. I kind of like this one. I think I'll leave it up there for the rest of the day because I didn't get to do it yesterday. Oh yeah. Let me throw these up here. Let's make it wide. Make it a little bit bigger so people can see. First person in this morning is Rick. Good morning, Quackers. Good morning, Rick. How are you doing today? I see you survived the holiday festivities last night. Every year at our town, after the races get over on the 4th, they do fireworks there. So we didn't go to the races, but we went to that general area and got to watch the fireworks. So it was all right. My son bought a bunch. We can't light fireworks off in our town. They're very unpatriotic here for our city council. They suck. So we can't light fireworks off here. So you have to go out of city limits to do it. So my son, his girlfriend, my daughter, and her boyfriend all went out of town and they blew shit up. Wisecracker, good morning. How are you doing today? It tastes like chicken. Oh, that's funny, Wisecracker. The world run by money changers. It is. Always. Jeff, good morning. How are you doing today? Nice to see you in here. Let's see. And don't forget pedos. Yeah, they're all out there, aren't they? Good morning, Ron. Nice to see you here this morning. Yeah, John Together Strong did an amazing video on this here, and I really like it. So that's why I asked his permission to use it, and then I put the QR code up there to his channel. That way, anybody wants to go see it, they can actually see it themselves on his channel. And they can check out the rest of his channels. He's got some really good videos. Where I come on here and I talk about my carnivore story, John has put his carnivore story through music. So it's out there. You just have to listen to the words to the songs that he has. Uncle Willie, good morning. How are you doing today? Nice to see you here. Oh my goodness. Dawn, where have you been? So nice to see you. I noticed again that you'd been missing in the chat, so I know I sent you an email, was it yesterday or the day before, checking on you. So glad to see you're in here. How's it been going? Rick Wisecracker wants to know how many iguanas you have in your freezer. Brian, good morning. It's nice to see you in here. I've got things changed around just a little bit with this screen. You can't see where my mic is, and my mic is actually sitting right up here. So it's out of my screen view where normally it blocks part of my screen, or whatever screen I'm using. But because I can put it up there and I don't have to see it on camera, it works out a little bit better for me, I think. I like my mic yesterday because my mic yesterday was screwing up. I tested that here at the house before I went out. I did a quick little video on StreamYard. I listened to it. Everything was great. When I get out to on the street and I do it, it's all screwed up. So I don't know. Brian saying good morning to Don. Oh, what's the best part of the iguana? Legs, tail, liver? That'd be different. You only have 2 in your freezer. And Rick says the legs and the tail are best. Kind of like drumsticks and wings. Good morning, Angie. Angie saying good morning to everybody out there. Hutchcracker barbecue sauteed or broiled. Are you going to catch some iguana yourself there, Wisecracker? Or are you going to order some? Uncle Willie says it's food prep day. Burger and sausage patty. Absolutely. This was my food prep this morning. I said this here last week. I started doing 72-hour fast Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And one day in between that, I'm eating either Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. I'm going to be doing a 36 alternate day fast. That only works if I can do that on a Friday or Saturday. I was going to do my alternate day fast on Saturday or Friday this week, but that didn't work for me. I ended up doing it yesterday, and I just finished my alternate day fast. It was 39 hours. 39 hours, 20. Yeah. By the time I actually ate, it was 21 minutes. Because then I clicked over onto this screen. I took a screenshot, and it gave me 21. And then I started eating. And this is what I had. It's just a pound of ground beef, bacon, and some sausage links. So it's actually pretty damn good too. I really enjoyed that. And yesterday for the 4th, we went up north to my parents. Well, we did the parade down here. Got back home. Of course, my wife, granddaughter, they all had to change. And then we hung out with my other daughter who moved out of town, came over so she could change, her kids could change, and they could, get out of the heat because it was actually a nice warm morning. One of the first ones we've had in a couple of weeks. But we decided to go up to my parents, and we knew we were going to go up there. My wife and I did. We went up there and hung out with them for a while. They live in a park, and my dad's the caretaker, and he works at the office there. And remember back, I don't know, maybe people are still doing it now. Well, apparently they are because I found this, where people would paint rocks and then they'd put them out in different places for people to see. Somebody painted this rock and stuck it on the deck at the office where my dad works. It says "Land of the Free" on a rock in red, white, and blue. I thought that was amazing. It was really cool. Somebody put it there for somebody to find. Don saying good morning. Yeah. John's got some amazing music. He really does. I'm going to tell you this. If you go to John's channel and you click on one of the songs, you can't listen to it one time. You listen to it the first time, you just listen. Once you listen to it, you have to go back and you have to listen to the words and what it is telling you. Some of his songs I've actually listened to 5, 6, 7 times just to get everything that he's putting into it, because he puts so much information into it, and they actually teach you a lot. Yeah, well, that's only the front. My daughter did this. She's got one of those T-shirt presses where she can make T-shirts and stuff. She did this here on the front and the back. I've actually got a couple of other ones. The shirt that I have that says "Eat effing meat." She made that one for me. Oh yeah, and along with that, ground beef and bacon and sausage. I've got a cup of bone broth going on right here too. So the good stuff, I'm telling you. One of the nice things with all the moisture we've had, I know there's a lot of different pollutants in the air right now. Molds is a big thing. A lot of pollen because everything's still blooming here. And I wake up in the morning and I got like crud in the back of my throat. My sinuses aren't stuffed up, but I do have that crud, and I stopped drinking coffee. So now I either drink bone broth in the morning or just plain old hot water, which is weird, huh? But it helps to loosen that up, and then I don't yak and hack a whole lot. Oh, let's see. And Uncle Willie found some fairly clean zero carb snack sticks. Tillamook brand. You know, I've had the Tillamook brand that were zero carb and didn't have. They were actually pretty damn clean. They may be the same things that you're looking at there, Uncle Willie. I had some really bad intestinal distress when I ate those. I don't know what it was, but when I ate them, and it was the only thing that was different in my diet was when I eat those, because I do take care when I eat new foods. I only eat one new food at a time. So I know the stress was from that, and I can't eat the Tillamook sausage or jerky or beef sticks. I can't have any of those ones because they tear up my stomach. Wisecracker. Not much meat on rattlesnake. Well, it depends upon how long it is. You get some of them bigger ones, and you can get some good meat off of them. I've had rattlesnake before. I had one scare the shit out of me, and good thing I wasn't going to be a victim of him that day. There wasn't much of him left. Rick, Twin Brook Acres, good morning. How are you doing today? It's nice to see you here. Oh, it's yeah, Angie, Brian saying hi. Yeah, I do like that background. I'm surprised it took me that long to figure out that I could do that really easy. This is done by AI. All I told it to do is make a America First theme, celebrating our 250th anniversary, and they came up with this background, but it had something on the bottom I didn't like, and I had to change the wording on the bottom from what I had to this. All right, let me take myself off here real quick. So the reason I had to take that off and I put those specific words on there, when our Constitution was framed and our country was first started, that is how our country was referred to as these United States of America. Because each state is an independent country. Back in the time when our forefathers were starting this country and starting this nation that we're in, a state was considered a country. We referred to countries as state. It was a state of Germany or Deutschland or the whatever country was, you know. It was the state. They were individual states. They weren't called countries. That's actually a new term as a country. So each of our states is an independent country and can leave the union. It just takes a lot to be able to leave it. But that's actually the way our country is set up. Our federal government, who has lost their way, no longer recognizes the way our Constitution is. Our federal government reports to the states, not the states to the federal government. And I don't think there's a politician out there that remembers that part. So my second political rant here is going to be they all need to be voted out. We need to actually put true patriots into the offices. Twin Brook, hey, Brian. Yeah. Yeah, it's been a while since we've seen Dawn in the chats. It's always nice to hear. I do get worried when people that we see in the chats disappear for extended periods of time. I always wonder what's going on. Cosmic Jester, good morning. How are you doing? Nice to see you here today. See, you made it through the festivities of yesterday also. Every time I am on a food channel, I get the hankering for a burger patty, right? And I don't know why, like when I do my fasting, like I'm going to be doing my 72-hour fast. I'm going to start that tonight after I get done eating my last meal. I like to watch food challenge videos. I can watch people eat food and just pound it, and I don't mind. It doesn't bother me. 22 QCat, good morning. It's nice to see you in the chat this morning. Did anybody do any fun activities for the holiday yesterday? You have any exciting stories? Oh. Yeah, I sent this to my wife, and she put it in our family chat, and then she set this as her Facebook background too. It's an amazing that AI can do this as quick as it does, and get some of the details that they get into there. It's actually really nice. I like it. Everybody saying good morning to everybody here. Oh, the medius iguana parts, yeah. Oh, I inspired Ron. He's now 43 hours into a fast. Congratulations, Ron. 43 hours is a good mark to hit. You get some good results and some good healing starting at the 17 hours to where you're at now. You have some really good stuff going on. Autophagy and some pretty cool healing. Metabolic resets. Your immune system is getting reset. Once you start eating again, your stem cells are going to increase. You're going to have some really good healing after this. Just be careful when you break your fast, break it small. Now, Wisecrackers in Michigan, not too many lizards here. No, but you can get them frozen and shipped. There you go. Do some business with somebody that lives in Florida and get some frozen iguana sent to you. See. Don says it's going good. You got the email this morning. I figure you better get in here today. Had some stressful issues, but you're okay and strong. Well, that's why I'm checking on you, Don. I know you've had some stuff going on, and it's nice to have people reaching out and saying, hey. And that's all I was doing, is making sure that everything's going all right. You don't need somebody to bounce stuff off of. And he says, I think Rick should show us all the how to prepare some different meats. For example, iguana. I honestly have never seen that prepared before. That would be an interesting video, wouldn't it? Don says we've been 95 to 100 degrees for 5 days here in Michigan now. Today, 73 and pouring rain all day. Yeah, it's sorry about that. That was that little cough. crap is breaking us. All right. Don, you're in Michigan. Carnivore Ron, who was just up here just a little bit before you. Where do you go? Carnivore Ron. He's also from Michigan. So we got two Michiganders in here today. So yeah, today actually our forecast is supposed to be for 95 degrees, which is going to be amazing because we have been cold here and rainy, and it's really kind of sucked in this state for the last month and a half, 2 months, because that's all we've been getting is rain. We can't get dry enough or warm enough to dry stuff out. Driving around yesterday, there were a couple of areas where I was at where they didn't have sidewalks, so the street goes right to a yard and stuff, and there's just puddles sitting where the blacktop meets the grass, just puddles there because the ground is so soaked, so saturated. We have weasels and bats. They are too fast, though. I don't know if I want it. I don't know if there'd be much meat on a weasel. And for a bat, no, I don't think I'd do that. That'd be something for Alice Cooper and Ozzy Osbourne. Brian says, starting my fast at 12 p.m. today. I will test my numbers in the morning and weigh in. I tested my numbers this morning. My ketones this morning were at just a 1.2. See if I can get this thing to work. Oh, 1.3. Sorry. Yeah, my ketones were at a 1.3 this morning. Oh, it wasn't too bad. My blood sugars, and I'm having issues with my Keto Mojo. My CGM that I wear ended. Was it Friday? And I didn't realize it had ended. So I took that off. So I haven't had one on. And my Keto Mojo, I know I've had trouble with the my blood sugar. And I don't know if it's the Keto Mojo. My other tester that I have, I didn't use that this morning. I ran out of strips for that, but the Keto Mojo's been reading higher than normal. Some of my tests have been, I'll test at one point, like the other day when I was doing my 72-hour fast. Was the second day I tested it, and my first reading came up as like 152 or 153, but it was 150 something. I'm like, there ain't no way. I grabbed a different test strip. I squeezed out some more blood, tested it again. It was 68. I'm like, so come on. How can it be almost 100 points off? I changed batteries in it. And when I changed the batteries in it and I tested it, it came out just right. My first test I did when I changed the batteries actually matched what I had on my CGM, but it's still like today. My first test was at 120 something, and my second test showed 90. So the 90 is more realistic, but I still think that was kind of high for being 36 hours in. It shouldn't have been that high. And Don says, yeah, Brian, you're going to soar through these upcoming weeks. No doubt. Absolutely. Oh, you joined us on the other stream. I see. Yeah. And you said, that's cool. She should sell those. You need to merch a store. And she does stuff on Facebook and stuff like that. She does do stuff once in a while when she gets the urge to do it. She actually had somebody gift her a whole, probably $1,000 worth of equipment and merchandise to do this kind of stuff because they no longer had time to do it with all their kids. So my daughter who does this, she's got a 17-year-old, a 15-year-old, an 8-year-old, and a 5-year-old. So she's kind of busy. Before she had her two youngest kids, she was more into doing this stuff. But she should. I've been trying to get her to do more stuff for me. I got this. Yeah, wrong screen. Give me just a second here. I'm going to put up my actual screen. I'm going to take down the visual effect here real quick. See, look at that. Microphone's there. I got my little sign off. But she made me this. This is just a cutting board. And she managed to get this here transferred onto the cutting board. I don't even know how she does it. But this is actually really cool. This is supposed to be up here. I've had that for over a year now, and I still have not put it on. I'll go back to the red, white, and blue. There we go. But that would be cool if she could actually sell a lot of stuff doing it that way too. And I know if you go to the t-shirt sites, you can make stuff on there and sell it, but you only get a small portion of it. But if you do it yourself, you can buy like this t-shirt that I'm wearing that she put this on. This shirt only costs less than $10 for her to buy these. And then the transfer material and everything. She's probably got, I don't know, maybe $12 into a shirt. And if you sell them for $25, you're making some good money. You're making decent money. You're making more than what you do if you go through a t-shirt site. And then even if you sell them and you ship them at the post office, a couple bucks, you're still going to make $8-9 per shirt, which is more than what you're making when you're selling it through the t-shirt sites. Just bean broth so far for Jeff today. I had to give up my bean broth because of pain, so it's one of the things that sucks. I do like my coffee, but I'll sell for some bone broth. Just some good old hot water sometimes works too. Yeah, Uncle Willie says I drink hot salt water with creatine every morning. That's good. How much creatine do you use, Uncle Willie? Just curious. I've been watching Dr. Boz, and I've seen a couple other medical creators that talk about creatine and how much you should have. I was just wondering, how much do you use? Yeah, Wisecracker's up in Michigan also. So we got 3 people from Michigan in the stream right now. That's awesome. Don's 30 minutes north of Detroit. Don, do you ever watch the Carnivorous Grandma, Robin Heron? She's in Kalamazoo. And she's got a meetup coming up in, I think, September. That'd be cool to go to. Brian says, a little bit freaked out on my phone. A little bit freaked out on my phone where the internet keeps kicking me off of Thomas's channel yesterday. Yeah. I have John and Julie's live here at 12 p.m. and need some good thoughts. Oh, you're going to do great, Brian. That's right. You're going to be on with them today. I'm going to have to bookmark that and have it remind me so I can listen to it. But you've got a great story. You tell it well. Very inspirational. Don says, Brian, sending stable positive vibes your way. Absolutely. That's on Juliet Eden or Carnivore Teacher Alpha. They do Sunday meeting. It used to be Sunday school meeting or whatever they called it. Carnivore Sunday School. Now it's just Carnivore Sunday. But they'll be on at noon Central Time, I believe it is. I have an idea what she's talking about. Carnivore teacher alpha. Yep. Anyone going to see Young Washington? I just heard about that the other day. Never even knew that they were doing a movie on that. Oh, it's no problem. Mental stress and life gets my goat now and then, but bounce back is a must. Absolutely. And that's what friends are for. And you do have friends here in the community. So if you need to, lean on us. That's what we're here for. Brian says, sending prayers, friend. Yes. Oh, my Lanta. Angie. You do the same thing, especially when you're fasting. I watch a guy named Eli. Beer meets food. Catrice Kilo. Yeah. Yeah. Randy Sartell. Atlas. Yeah, buddy. That's what I'm talking about. I like those guys. And it's amazing how much the flippin' Joey Chestnut, 66 hot dogs, not 666, 66. That was, we figured that out yesterday. Used AI to figure out how much each of the hot dogs weighs and how much the bun weighs. And he put down just about 14 and a half pounds of food. It's not counting the water. Just 14 and a half pounds between the hot dogs and the buns. Wow, that's a lot. Holy cow, I got really far behind on this, didn't I? Yes, Carnivore Teacher Alpha, John Laspina. Wisecrack said a couple of eggs and a nice piece of toast coffee a couple hours ago. You're ready for brunch. There's rotisserie chicken and brisket in the fridge. Oof, that sounds good. Hot dogs, Ozempic. Delicious. I've got a pork tenderloin that's sitting in the fridge, and later today I'm going to throw that on my smoker and I'm going to smoke it. I think it's like about a 3 or 4 pound tenderloin. It's actually pretty good size. I'm going to throw that sucker on the smoker and I'm going to smoke that up for dinner tonight. Hit that with some of the Carnivore Companion smokestack. God, that is so good. Carnivore Teacher Alpha is a YouTube channel that we're talking about. And what does he teach? He teaches you how to eat properly and the proper human diet and what things are actually bad for your health. So you should check out his channel. It's at Carnivore Teacher Alpha on YouTube. Check him out. And he says that is cool too. She's very talented, but I also understand how kids can keep her busy. Yes, they do. She made the window decals too for my wife's car and for my truck. I haven't had any put on mine, but like I had the first one I had her make for my wife was just a little one to go on the rear view mirror on the inside, and it just says, "Remember, I love you." So she has that on her mirror. Every time she looks in her rear view mirror, she sees what I say to her every day. Use about 15 to 20 grams. Okay. And are you doing it for the mental brain healing that comes with it at that level? Or what is that level specifically for your creatine? Magnesium glycinate. It's the one that helps with blood pressure, helps with muscles, muscle cramping and stuff like that. And I've actually been taking that again more recently because I've had some pretty bad muscle spasms, but it seems to be getting much better now too. My heart rate variability has been climbing. I actually took a big dip here not that long ago, and that's one of the reasons why I started doing my fasting more and cut out eggs and anything that wasn't strictly carnivore. I've cut out because of the dip in my heart rate variability. Um, when it got down and stayed in the low 20s, and then from once in a while would dip into the teens, I was like, no, it's time for me to change this again. This morning, my heart rate variability was back up in the mid 30s, which for my age is actually pretty good. Being in the mid 20s for being 59 years old is not a bad place to be. But my resting heart rate also went down to 60 this morning, so that's pretty good too. But yeah, the magnesium glycinate is more for your heart and for relaxation, for blood pressure and stuff like that. Ron is southeast of Detroit, so that's good. So Brian says his sweet spot with creatine is 10 to 15 milligrams. See, and I've used it once, and I thought I had a bag here still, and I don't have it here in my office. I've looked in the pantry, and I think my wife might have found it and not known what it was and threw it away. I blame her for stuff like that when it disappears, and she'll prove me wrong eventually and pull it out. Anyone in the southeast Missouri area? I'm trying to get a meetup going. Friday fellowship fire circles. That's not a bad idea, Ivy. And hey, it's nice to see you in here. The only person I know from Missouri that comes in here, oh, I do know more of the, I can't remember what their channel names are, is Missouri Carnivore Kelly. But there are a couple other people I see in chats that are from Missouri, and I can't remember who they are. But Kelly, he'll be on later today, I think at 3 is when he normally is on Missouri Carnivore. Check him out. Let's see. Don says I have my ticket for Keizu meetup impact. Purchase it with my very first interaction in the community. That's awesome. And I've actually been interviewed by Robin. She's really good. I like her. She's doing some great stuff in Michigan and the Kalamazoo area. You wish you lived closer to Ivy? Yep, would definitely join you. You know, you were talking about. Let's go back up to Ivy's comment here. Ivy, you were talking about this here in another group too, weren't you? About wanting to have a meetup in Michigan. Was that you? And there were a couple of people that were talking back and forth, and I started to thinking because there's people in Iowa, and Iowa's, it's really not that far from where I'm at, and Iowa to Missouri is not that far. I actually looked up. Well, I can't remember what the town was in Missouri. I looked up, but it was like 17-hour drive from where I'm at. I've thought about doing it. I've thought about going to other meetups, like SBG. They did their meetup yesterday and today in Bozeman, Montana. That's where Dr. Kiltz is right now. That's not that far from where I'm at. I've been through Bozeman before. I know where it's at. I know how long it takes me to get there, but just wasn't in the cards this year to go. Yeah, the Ivy, I think Kelly is somewhere in Joplin, Missouri. Yep. And there's some other people in here too that do that, are from that area. Wisecrack, I did basic training in Mississippi. Bigfoot tracks in the snow during bivouac. Or was that a drill sergeant with the feet just making those imprints. Because I wouldn't put it past the drill sergeant for doing that. I did my basic and AIT all at Fort McClellan, Alabama, in December through April of 1986, 87. Amazing time. Wouldn't change any of that for anything. Yeah, you're not the first one I saw type that into. Uncle Charlie was posting that yesterday in another chat, and he did the same thing. Yep, our area is known for Bigfoot and aliens, too. Lots of sightings. Yeah, well, one of the things you work out here in the middle of nowhere, like, okay, I live in North Dakota. I worked in Montana and North Dakota in the oil fields. And from 3 o'clock in the morning till the sun rises, depending upon when it is, there's all kinds of things that you see in that sky. Yeah, I don't believe for a moment we're alone out here. Wisecracker could have been Dogman, 6-foot stride. Yeah, it's a big stride. Dan, happy 250, brother. Same to you. Yeah, USA. You guys see Tom McDonald's new video, Us in the USA? Check that one out. Tom McDonald's got a cool song out there for this too. Not as cool as John Together Strong, but And Dan says, good morning to all. Larry, hey, good morning. That is a nice background, isn't it? I do like it. Nice seeing you here this morning, Larry. How'd your 4th go? Did you have some fun and come back with all your digits? Because that's the important thing to do. And he says, oh, Bigfoot and aliens. I listened to Monsters Among Us with Derek Hayes podcast. Anyone else listen to the phone calls on these sightings? Super interesting. I used to listen to Art Bell. Man, Art Bell had some great stuff in the mornings and overnight when he was on. From the Kingdom of Nye. Coast to Coast AM. It's what you end up listening to when you work overnight. Uncle Charlie, good morning. Had 6 cheeseburgers and ribs yesterday. No buns, no lettuce, no tomato. Good job, Uncle Charlie. I fasted yesterday. I did a 36-hour alternate day fast on Friday. So I didn't partake in any of that stuff. And I broke my fast to just after 8 o'clock this morning. Almost 9 o'clock, wasn't it? What time does this say? Yeah, I can't read it. Is it 9:20? No, it wasn't 9:20. It had to be 8:20. Wisecracker, magnesium glycinate. Yeah, no, glycinate. What is this name? Kajay? My CrossFit coach prohibits us from consuming meat. He says meat is indigestible. Oh, that is one of the biggest lies you could ever tell somebody, my friend. Your CrossFit coach does not know what he's talking about. Plain and simple. And the easiest thing that you can do, Carnivore Kent. His name is Lee Copas. He's from England. He has a colostomy bag. He lost his, well, let's just say he had some really bad issues in his intestinals. And he's got a bag now, so everything comes out in the bag. And what he noticed when he first had that happen to him is when he ate vegetables, when he ate breads, when he ate anything, and when it came out of that bag, it looked exactly like it did when he swallowed it, except for meat. You couldn't find meat in his bag because it was digested. That's the only thing your body digests without issues. You want to get healthy, you want to get rid of IBS, irritable bowel, you have intestinal issues, That's where you need to be, and what you need to be doing is eating just meat. I'd fire your CrossFit coach and find somebody who actually knows what they're talking about, buddy, because that is complete bull. It's not medical advice I'm giving you. It's just personal experience from so many people. Kent Carnivore, look him up. He is got some great videos and great information that completely in regards to that what you're talking about right there. All that person is doing is causing you more pain and more intestinal issues than anything. Let's see. Uncle Willie says, I'll take any and all benefits from supplements. I do it for increased muscle and for brain function. Yeah. So the muscle comes at a smaller level of the creatine. For it to impact the brain, you do have to have that higher amount. And that's what I was looking at. Uncle Charlie, great show on Dr. Kiltz. I appreciate that, Uncle Charlie. It was actually quite a bit of fun. It was a big surprise that he was actually there. Alia sent me a message on Wednesday and told me that Dr. Kiltz wasn't going to be there because he would be traveling. And she wanted to know if I still wanted to do the show. And I thought for about 2 seconds, and my reply back to her is, Dr. Kiltz always says it's about the stories. So yes, because it's about the stories. So whether Dr. Kiltz is there or not, it's the stories that are helping people. It's awesome to have Dr. Kiltz in there. That was really nice that he was able to make it. Dan says Carnivore Quest. USA. My XLM brother. Yeah. Glycinate, yes. Magnesium glycinate. Exactly, Dan. Why don't I have people on for interviews? I have actually been thinking about doing that, Uncle Charlie. I really have. In fact, last weekend, I did some practicing with my wife in here where I set it up so I could see how it's done, so I could see how you can do an interview and put it on to record it and then edit it and do that, and then how to put one on live like I normally would do and stuff to send out the invites. So I've been thinking about doing it. Let's see. Dan says, Ivy, I have a few buddies that are aliens and Bigfooters. Yeah, definitely not carnivores. Yeah. Fasting and feasting, the original human operation system. Absolutely. And I am amazed today. That's the other thing. I didn't take a screenshot of it. My weight this morning, my lowest weight I've been since I started carnivore was in the first week of February after my 7-day fast and doing alternate day fasting on December, January. 7-day fast the first week of February, and my lowest weight was 205. This morning, I was at 213, so I'm coming back down. 3 weeks ago, I was at 227. So I've lost 14 pounds in the last 3 weeks. Yes, that was after a fast. I did a 3-day fast. I got down to 215. I ate Thursday and Friday. I fasted Saturday, and then this morning I'm at 213. I went up from 215 to 216, 216.8, and then back down to 213 even this morning. So I'm stoked. I'm happy. This is exactly what I wanted to do with the way I'm going to be doing this fasting. I wanted to see some results to begin with. I know some of this is water, fluids moving around, but it's also some fat loss. So I know I'm losing something because my numbers aren't going back up like they were before. Wisecracker, my blood sugar is 242. What the heck? Right? What did you eat, my friend? Are you a type 2 diabetic? And what kind of device are you using to check your blood sugar? Brian says we are in the outer ring of our galaxy, and there's billion or millions of galaxies. We are not alone 100%. Yeah, you can have all that out there and not think that there's not intelligence out there in somewhere else. And that says we're definitely not alone on Earth. It explains the vegans. That is true, my friend. That is true. Something's got to explain the vegans, right? Oh, you when I can't remember which live it was in that I saw you post Joey Chestnut that he ate 66 hot dogs yesterday. You typed in 666 hot dogs, and I kind of chuckled, and then I had to check it and thought it was 66. And then Angie this morning, she did the same thing. She typed in 666. Rick Twinbrook Acres says back in '74, I saw a UFO hovering over the highway in Hartford, Connecticut. No doubt what it is. Yeah, they're out there. I have no doubt about it. Terry, good morning. How are you doing? Are you having a great day out in Newfoundland? How's the weather out there? I know it's been hot in that general vicinity. Has it been reaching up to you? You fasted yesterday too? Good job, Larry. It was a good day to fast too. We went up north to visit my parents. We went out to the bar where my parents live at. They live in the Mouse River Park, and there's a Country Mouse is what it's called. It's a bar restaurant, so you can go in there, eat food up to a certain time. Everybody's allowed in the bar, children and everything. They just can't sit at the actual bar itself. As long as they're sitting on a table, they're good. And I fasted while my wife and my parents had their lunch yesterday, and it doesn't bother me. I guess as I do Friday feast with my fellowship, we do potluck. Then I fast till Monday morning. Awesome. This is my first weekend that I'm successful so far. I've lost 10 pounds, and I'm going to waste away. Nah, you'll do good. Yeah, Brian's saying the same thing. It's time to find a new coach. And I'm not trying to be mean to him either, man, because that coach telling you that has absolutely zero nutritional knowledge of what is actually true for our bodies. It's negligent to tell people that. Yeah, this was supposed to be my background yesterday, but I ended up having to go sit out and watch a parade and do my live stream out there. I thought it was later in the morning that started, so I thought I'd have time. I was wrong. So I also know that whenever our state fair starts, so it's like it's just 2 weeks away. I think it's on the 18th, Saturday the 18th. I won't be having a live stream because we're also doing our state fair parade, and my wife, my granddaughters, my daughters are all going to be in that too. So I won't be doing a live on the 18th, at least not at my normal time. I might pop in a little bit later and see if I can do a later live, depending on what's going on. Yeah, Larry saying hi to everybody. It is nice to see you in here, Larry. I think it helps. Just for me, I understand what you say when you say having your meetings helps you with accountability. But I also think being in the meeting and the chat and chatting with the people makes a huge difference too. It helps with my accountability when I'm in yours or Thomas's or Rick's. You know, when I'm in these other meetings, it helps me out tremendously too. Rick says, Larry's here. Can you dig it? Wish I had a can you dig it. That'd be good. My coach's argument is that we humans don't have sharp teeth like carnivores do. Again, your coach has no clue to what he's talking about. These teeth here are meant to rip and tear meat. Your body digests nearly 100% of your meat and fat. And it's actually the fat that your body wants. Your coach will probably tell you to eat lean meats when you do eat meats. That's the exact wrong thing to do, my friend. You need a new coach. You need to get somebody that actually knows something about nutrition, because he obviously does not. And there's a lot of people out there that know this stuff. You come around our Carnivore channel, Carnivore Quest, you see him in the chat here. He's got a great meeting Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. It's 11:55 Eastern, and then Saturdays and Sundays he does them at 7:30 Eastern. He has a live chat. He's been doing this for a while. He's had some great success. He's had some failures, and he's had some great successes again. So check out his channel. Sergeant Mopar Rick, he's got a great channel. But you can check out people like Dr. Ken Berry, Dr. Anthony Chafee, Dr. Tony Hampton, Robert Siwas, Sean Baker. There's a ton of carnivore doctors out there. This is what they do. Nutritionist, her name is Judy Cho, Nutrition with Judy. Michelle Hearn, she's on X and Instagram. There are a ton of people that do this for a living that are medical professionals. They know the truth and they're telling the truth. Where your doctors are regurgitating stuff, and your CrossFit coach is just regurgitating stuff that are taught in textbooks that are paid for by the food industry and by the drug companies. So that's what you're getting from them. You're getting what they want you to do. Is they want you to eat their ultra processed food, the garbage and the poison that's hurting people. Let me show you what happens when you eat the meat. Where is it at? No, that's not it. This is me prior to me switching to my carnivore lifestyle. I'm just going to pull that down real quick. This is me, all right? I was 57 years old. I was 347 pounds, and I was not doing good. I really wasn't. I had 5 blood pressure medications. My blood pressure was still high, and I was extremely overweight. If you can look at the size of my belly, that doesn't look good at all, does it? Well, here's a before and after picture of me. On the left here, that was when I was about 340 pounds. On the right, that's me at 200 and about 205, maybe 207 on this picture. So that's what eating meat does for a person. I got rid of my 5 blood pressure medications in 6 weeks. Just 6 weeks is all it took. You know, I went from this big guy. That's a 3XL jersey I'm wearing there, and it's tight on my belly. And this one here, that's a large, and it's loose. There's nothing tight on me on that picture. I've lost a tremendous amount of weight. I've lost over 140 pounds doing this diet. I've come off of 5 blood pressure medications. I've come off of my allergies I had for over 30 years. They're gone. My eyesight's improving. These glasses I'm wearing, now you can't see because I got my picture in the way. Let me get rid of that. Go back to the comments. My glasses, these are just reading glasses. My prescription glasses are actually sitting right here. You can't see these here. My prescription glasses are, I can't wear them anymore because the prescription is so far off. All I need is this here to be able to read. Now, I can read my chat and stuff on here without it, it's got just a little bit of a blur to it. These are the 1.25, the lowest prescription you can get. My eyesight's gotten better in this. My anxiety is gone. I would have never sat here and talked to you like this here before. I never would have. So yeah, maybe I should eat him instead. No, we're carnivore, not cannibal. Two different things, bud. We eat ruminant meat. You don't eat predator meat. If you don't know that is a thing. You don't eat the meat of a predator. You eat the meat of the prey. Let's see. Need to get away far away from that person as possible, Brian says. Yes, I agree. Yeah, he'd probably taste bad. Wisecrack, yeah, type 2 finger prick. I'm low carb ketovore, mostly meat, under 30 grams carbs a day, on Ozempic. I had a CGM a month ago. Had my B's down to 160s, now 240. Good. Wisecracker, it doesn't take much to kick it up at that point. It really doesn't. When next time you go in and have your blood tests done, get a fasting insulin and get a C reactive protein. What that does is that tells you whether or not your body is making its own glucose and at what levels. Your fasting insulin tells you more than just what the numbers are. The ranges that they're going to put on there, up to 25 for the fasting insulin is good, but that's not where our carnivore doctors recommend. The carnivore doctors, like Dr. Barry, recommend 6 or lower for your fasting insulin. So I would look for that. I can't remember what the C-reactive protein was supposed to be at, but that tells you whether or not you're making your own insulin. My wife used to take an injection every day. And so when she got her C-reactive protein, it told her that she's making insulin. So when her blood sugars dropped down into the 130s, and she was only taking the minimum dose of her insulin, she stopped taking it and she switched to, God, I can't remember what it is. It's an herb that she takes. Why did that name just escape me? But that's all she takes now, and she takes that once or twice a day, depending upon what she eats. And her blood sugars are generally pretty good. But if she has carbs, it goes up. You just have to remember, even 30 grams of carbs, depending upon what the carb is, it's going to spike your blood sugars. And these non-sugar sweeteners that are out there, not all of them have the same reaction for your insulin. It does not just matter if your glucose goes up, but some of them can cause your insulin to go up, which is not a good thing either. I would try to get down to 20 carbs or even 10 carbs or less and see how that goes with your sugars, and then introduce just one thing at a time. Maybe do carnivore wisecracker for 30 days, just beef, butter, bacon, and eggs. And then get your CGM, add one thing back in every 4 days and see how it affects your CGM. And then from there, you can see what happens. Worth a shot. Terry says, foggy and chilly today. Need to move. Yeah. It's been that way here. Yesterday when my wife and I went up north, even at like, it was a 12:45. We were about 30 minutes north of where we live. And we're looking around like, is this smoke or is this fog? Turned out to be fog that was still hanging in the air. And the temperature dropped from when we left home to where we were then. It dropped 9 degrees just because of the fog. Brian wants to trade weather, Terry. Oh, you'd love to be my first guest? When are you going to have me on your channel, Dan? Taking the dog for a walk and listening. I appreciate it. Angie saying hi to Larry. Dan, here's a great way to debunk your future CrossFit coach. Go on full carnivore for 30 days. You'll have all the proof that you need and you'll blow by the other participants. Great point, Dan. Maybe 45 days, because I know there is a transition period for athletes that's a little bit longer for regular people to get the ketones and to be running fully on a good ketone level. That is true. Excellent idea. I agree, Dan. Right? I appreciate that. And I'm not trying to be, mean or dogmatic, but that coach is just the wrong. His nutritional advice is not right. I know just a hair about this because I did go through a course and I am a certified coach myself. That's what this certificate here is. That's my Kilts Health Coach certificate. And with that, you're spending more time on nutrition than most doctors do, just the way that they teach that course. And it's good. Anyone on the carnivore way of eating have tried all the other diets. Carnivore was our carnivore was our last resort. And I didn't try all the other ways of eating. Well, I kind of did, I guess. I've ate standard American diet most of my life. When I started doing my Beachbody workouts, I did a lot of stuff with the Beachbody site, and I did that. I followed their advice. I ate mostly a vegetarian style diet. And if I did eat meat, it was lean meat, chicken, or fish. 4 years into it, I ended up having issues with my heart. 2017, I ended up having heart surgery and anxiety, and I got big again. It wasn't good. Knowing now what I know and what I've gone through with the health coaching and everything I've learned from the carnivore doctors, my AFib, my heart surgery could have been, not necessarily would have been, could have been prevented had I been eating the proper human diet, which is a carnivore diet. Now, the goal for the carnivore diet for most people is to become metabolically healthy again. Our bodies are meant to be able to eat other foods other than just meat. We can eat vegetables and we can eat fruits. We should not eat grains. The seeds of the plant shouldn't be eaten. Period. I'll just go with that. But the fruits and vegetables we're supposed to be able to eat only when they are ripe and only when they are in season and only in limited quantities. They're not meant to be eaten 365 days a year. Now, and that's the problem that we're having is it's available to us so people eat it. Fruits and vegetables are all carbohydrate. They have one thing that it does. Carbohydrates spike your blood sugar. Blood sugar tells your insulin, hey, store me in the fat tissue of this body. Insulin's main job is to store the glucose into the body as fat. So if you want to become fat, you eat carbohydrates. I was a winner. I won that. I did. I won this. This was me and I won. I won that bet right there. I hate the carbohydrates. I did. And that's where I was the winner because I got her done. I quit doing that. And what a difference that made in my life. Awesome job on turnaround. Thanks, Rick. I appreciate it. Right? And there's so many people out here who have had great success doing this. And I used to, since going carnivore, I found that my eyesight is much better. Don't need reading glasses. And I'm almost there, Ivy. I mean, I can actually read most of everything on the screen. It's just, it's habit to put these on in the morning when I get out of bed. If I go my first hour in the morning without my glasses on, which I do sometimes, I could actually do the meeting without my glasses. And I've done a couple of things without them, to read the screen and stuff. I'm also on my smaller screen. I'm not on my bigger screen, which is right over here. So, I'm on my laptop screen. It makes it a little bit harder to read. But I've gotten a lot better. Let's see. My transformation is mind blowing, and I'm really happy. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you for taking the time to explain to me. You just subscribed to the channel. Good night. Have a good night. Thanks for coming in. I appreciate you coming on here. And Angie says she lost 67 pounds, started in March 1st of 2026. In 5 months, almost 70 pounds. Right. That is amazing. And she's 52, going through perimenopause, entering menopause. No more dry eye 2 for you. That is fantastic. Yes, but you do you, and that's what we have to do. I do get worked up, and it does happen. But man, it's so nice waking up August 22nd, 2024. When I woke up that morning, I was not a carnivore. It took me about 10 minutes to get out of bed. And I got out of bed. It's probably my third alarm that woke me up, that got me up. I sat up. I turned my other 2 alarms off because I had 5 alarms set before. I got up, sat on the edge of my bed. I worked my shoulders. I worked my neck. I worked my ankles. I kicked my legs. I cracked my toes, and I massaged the bottom of my feet. Probably 10 minutes before I could actually get out of bed and walk to go take my shower and get ready for work. That was August 22nd, 2024. I was not a carnivore yet. It took me forever, it seemed like, to get out of bed. August 22nd, 2024, at about 11:30 in the afternoon, I started my carnivore diet. I started it with McDonald's. Believe it or not, I did. I listened to Carnivore Ray. Carnivore Ray ate McDonald's. He got just the burger patties, quarter-pound burger patties. That was it. He'd get 4 of them, 6 of them, and that's what he would eat. I went to work with breakfast. It was almost carnivore. Well, it's carnivore. It was eggs, deli ham, and it's actually not a bad ham either. I still eat it once in a while. In a muffin tin, scrambled egg, cheese, a little bit of bacon. Or was there sausage in this one? But it was an egg bite. I had 2 egg bites for breakfast, muffin size, delicious. I was getting hungry. I called my wife. I asked her to stop at McDonald's, pick that up, and bring that to me. And that's how I started my carnivore diet. Now, Angie's talking about carnivore for 5 months, losing 67 pounds, almost 70 pounds, which is amazing at 52 years old. Going through perimenopause, entering menopause, no more dry eyes. My wife is 54, just a little older than Angie. I understand what she's going through to a point. My wife still gets the hot flashes. She'll be fine one moment, and the next moment you don't want to be near her. But I don't know if there's anything that's going to help that. But she goes through them. But the point of what I'm saying is Angie's getting benefits right away from this, right? And it's amazing the benefits that you get. Within, I'm going to say, the first 6 weeks, I went from setting 5 alarms every morning, taking 10 minutes once I actually woke up to get out of bed to go take my shower. When my alarm went off at 4 a.m., I was up and I was wide awake. Cut my alarm off. I shut off the other alarms. I got up and I went straight to the bathroom and take my shower and get started for the day. I didn't have to wait. I didn't have to go on and massage my feet and stuff because there was no pain. And that's within the first month. 99% of my pain that I had thought was just getting old was gone. In October of 2024, I gave up drinking alcohol and I gave up drinking coffee. My last 2 pains that I had, and one of them was in this wrist. You've heard me talk about this recently. I couldn't open and close my fist like this here without being in pain. That was one of my last aches and pains I had. And my left heel of my foot would get an extreme pain in. And it's just weird how to explain what it would do. I couldn't walk on my heel without being in great pain. Stopping coffee in October of 2024, within a few days, those pains went away and I was pain free. I was pain free from October of 2024 until sometime in June of 2026 when, again, I was drinking coffee and the pain in my wrist came back. And it took me a couple of days to realize coffee. So I gave up coffee again. I think today's day 20, 20, 21, 22, 22 days without coffee. So I'm pain free again. I don't have pain when I wake up in the morning. I don't have pain just doing stuff anymore. It's amazing. This diet works. It's an anti-inflammation diet, and it's a beautiful elimination diet. Eliminate all the garbage and see how wonderful your body can feel. Rick says my eyesight has gotten better too. I didn't even notice it until I was driving without my glasses one day. And I can deal with the sunlight so much better as a carnivore. I don't have to wear sunglasses. If I'm wearing just a hat, this hat drives my wife nuts. That's why I wear it. Just wearing a hat to block the direct sun on my eyes, I don't have to wear sunglasses. I haven't worn sunglasses in over a year. Brian says, good job to the Kache. I have to get you to explain your pronunciation of your first name. Awesome. Yep. Benefits are truly amazing. All right, Brian, you go get ready. Yeah, you got your meeting coming up here in a few minutes. We'll see you on the meeting. I'll be in the chat. Yep. See you over at Juliet's. Sending good connection vibes to Brian. Everybody think good thoughts to Brian as he gets ready for his interview. He's going to do great. We all know it. Wisecrack, I tried 0 carbs for a bit. My head got fuzzy yet. And on day 4, I fell down. Then I decided I better have some carbs, low carbs. A lot of people have to transition slowly. And I'm blessed, I guess. I didn't. I just jumped straight in. I'm like a bull in a china shop at times like this, you know. I just jumped straight in and I went straight for it. cut them down step by step. If you're at 30 carbs now, cut down to 20. When you get to 20 carbs, stay there for a week, then cut down to 10 or 15. Look at the glycemic index of the foods that you're eating and find the lower glycemic index veg that you want and eat that. It'll help to keep your blood sugars lower. And you can just slowly cut them down. Have more fatty red meats with it. The fat will actually help to slow down the glucose intake also. Ivy says carnivore is always the last thing you try because it actually works. Just like I found it was the last place I looked, right? It's like finding your keys. You always find it in the last place you look, because after this diet, you stop looking because this is what works. And he says, I did Beachbody too. I was a Beachbody coach, sold Shakeology, ate, drank, lost weight, but did not feel like I feel now. And I am not killing myself in the gym 5 to 7 hours Monday through Saturday, plus 3 hours on Sunday. I was also a Beachbody coach. I did challenge groups. I did all that stuff. I had a really good coaching business going on. And then I had heart problems. And I stopped doing all that stuff when I found out that, well, my cardiologist blamed it on the way I was eating and the way I was working out. And that was part of my anxiety after I had my surgery of not going back to doing that stuff, is what my cardiologist was saying. But he was not telling me to eat meat either. He was telling me to stay away from fatty meats. Wisecracker, maybe I need to give it another shot or change my carb source. Yep. 240 blood sugar isn't right. No, and it's a little high. But you also have to look at when your last meal was. And this is something that, okay, Erin Booby Goats, if you haven't looked at her channel, look at her channel. She's finding this out. Also, Jenny Mitch did a video a week ago, 2 weeks ago, where she and her husband ate at different times, and then they checked their glucose levels and their ketone levels in the morning when they first woke up to see how the different times of eating affected that. The earlier you eat in general, the better your blood glucose and your blood sugars are going to be in the morning. Gives your body time to digest, and that night when you're sleeping, your ketones will start to rise, and it actually helps to heal your brain. It's cool what it does. But check out Jenny's channel. Check out Erin. She's been doing this too, and she's trying to figure this out. Don says, Wise, were you including electrolytes while trying the zero carb? That's a good point. I did not ask that. Because having proper electrolytes, when you first switch over, it's extremely important because your body's going to flush everything out of your kidneys. So electrolytes are a big, important part of that. And then Don says, Angie, congrats on your progress. So wonderful. Sorry, I'm working and trying to participate here also. Yeah, I appreciate you being on here, Don. Try more complex carbs if you need some, like a quarter cup of fermented foods. Ask your endo, they might have ideas. I had a lot of pink salt, potassium, and a couple of electrolytes drink mix packets, but my blood sugar was 500. I went strictly meat, dizzy. Oh yeah, you're going to. Well, maybe too fast. You need that transition. When my wife, very similar blood sugars, her fasting blood sugar was over 500 when she went to the doctor and had it tested. Her A1C was at 15. And they gave her a CGM. And when she put the CGM on, the CGM doesn't start reading anything until it gets below 400 for the Freestyle Libre 2, I think it was that she was using. So once it got below 400, it would start to read. Not until then. And that took a couple of days for her to get down that low. And that was with taking her medicine and stuff. It's how bad her blood sugars were. She started seeing that every time, because I was eating carnivore at the time and I just started, she told me she would never do that. And I said, that's fine. That's just what I'm going to do is I want to see if it'll help me with my blood. So I was a good husband. I let her be. She on her own saw what was spiking her blood sugar. So she started cutting out foods that were spiking her blood sugars. And by the end of Thanksgiving, from October till the end of Thanksgiving, she realized that about the only thing she could eat that wasn't going to affect her were meats. She went mostly carnivore the day after Thanksgiving because she had potatoes and that shot her blood sugars up almost to 500. And well, she had potatoes, she had apple pie, and she had stuffing, small portion, and it just jacked her blood sugars. After that, she went pretty much carnivore. January, she checked her blood sugars again, had blood drawn. Her fasting blood sugars were like, I think, in the 160s on that one. And then her A1C was down to 8.7. But that was mostly in like 2 months. But she did it slowly. She transitioned slowly. Andy says, thank you so much, Don. What is my contact email so you can have maybe next Saturday morning? You can actually get me at North Dakota Carnivore at Gmail or LWO767 at Gmail. It should be in my bio on here. It should be linked on that up there. You might have to click on show and then do that silly stuff that it does on there. Feel free to send me an email. Mrs. O knows what I'm going through. God help us through it. God bless our husbands. Yeah, sometimes I agree. Gotta go. Have a good one. Take care, sir. It's nice seeing you here. The weather only gives you the munchies. Yeah. After opening the fridge several times already, I had a sausage. Questions will arise if you're grazing on beef. Your blood sugar still can raise if you're grazing on beef, if you're eating the lean meats and not the fat. It does take quite a lot to do it, but your blood sugars will go up if you're eating just lean meat. If you're eating a fatty meat and eating the fat, that's the important part. The fat has a very, very low glycemic index. I'm going to head to the Carnivore Quest in a bit. Where are y'all heading to? I'll sub there as well. Channel names, please. You're so new. All right. Thanks, Wisecracker. Check out Lions Danivore podcast. Carnivore Ron is Carnivore Ron, my lifestyle. And Don is my Carnivore Chronicles. Who else has channels in here? Bacon Runner. You can look up Bacon Runner. She's in there. Good morning, Donnery. How are you? You've been on the road listening since before you came on. Going back to driving, still listening. All right, Donnery, drive safe. Carnivore Quest going at 12:30 today? Oh, I didn't know that. I thought it was 7:30 today. Did they change it this morning? I'm gonna have to look it up. Come on. Now my internet's gotten slow. Oh, look at that. Larry came on early today. Larry's on right now. He started 3 minutes ago. All right. So, well, let's run through this. See if I can be like Rick and catch up with comments. My Carnivore Chronicles. Carnivore just went live. Oh, see, if I'd have went down one more, I'd have seen that. And Rick is still here. Need to start stripping the old cars today. Yeah. It's always fun playing with old cars. I love doing that. When you can get in there and you can open up the hood, you can find an engine and not electronics. Love those. Me taping my mouth shut. I like to snack on pork rinds too. Just plain. Angie says, thank you for all you do. You're so much. Thank you. And, you know, it's all about sharing. As Dr. Kilt says, it's all about the stories. And if you can touch just one person and make a difference in their life, that's what it's about. We talked with Kajay this morning. We may have made a difference in that person's life. Let's see. Ivy says, I have an awesome Healing Your Temple playlist on my channel. Okay, so Ivy's got a channel that she's got some good stuff in there too. I'll have to check that out, Ivy. All right. You searched my Carnivore Chronicles didn't show up. Let me see. Wrong one. Let me look at my widgets. Do I have Dawn in my widgets? I do not. Actually, when I have her on the side, mine just comes up as Dawn. So I don't know. My Carnivore Chronicles should be on there like that. Yeah, weather permitting. Well, hopefully you have some good weather there. You thought it was at 7:30 today too? I did too. I know on Friday, was it Friday he was talking about it? He wouldn't be there on Saturday, but Sunday he would be. Maybe he's doing two of them. Maybe he's going to do it tonight with Cassie too. We'll have to ask him. Donna Ray? Yeah. Right. My Carnivore Chronicles. You know, I can actually do that here too. I just have to find Dawn in my list. Wow. So maybe not, because my internet just froze over on Larry. Yeah. I posted the right information. Yeah, we'll see you at Larry's. And yeah, you'll get it. And hopefully you get back to doing it, Don. I loved your content. I love the way you did your shorts. They're quick and they very powerful, quick shorts. I really enjoyed them. And now you have enough that you can go live now, don't you, Don? So you could actually come on and stream to your channel when you're talking with other people. Like if you were to come on here with me in the morning, you could actually stream to your channel the whole time that we're doing this, as long as it's set up that way. Let's see. Wisecracker says, I'll try Ivy. I'll have to watch the replay to catch Ron's and the other mention. Carnivore Ron. If you look at for Carnivore Ron, you'll find him at Carnivore Ron. And Jeff says, got you on my tablet and Larry on my phone. Well, I'm going to let you guys go and hang out with Larry. I'm going to play the song by John Together Strong one more time. Yeah, you finally got your 50 subs. Going to have to get to playing around with it. Absolutely. It's different being on here doing it this way, but it's fun. And with that, y'all, I'm glad you all had a great holiday weekend. Stay safe, stay strong. And remember, this is one hell of a great country. Visit John Together Strong Right, that way. Yeah. Visit John Together Strong's channel and check out his amazing music that he does. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you over at Larry's.
In 76 by candles light, a handful of men signed their names to the fight. Everything they had, their fortunes, their lives, on a dream that a free land could rise. Muskets in the cold, the drum and the fife. They bled for a country they'd never see thrive. 250 years, and we're still standing tall. Red, white, and blue, flying over us all. And I'm proud, Lord, I'm proud of this ground where I stand, of the blood and the fire that built this land, land that I love. Thank God I'm still free. 250 years, and she still belongs to me. Hey! Cannon smoke rolled over Bunker Hill. Every generation paid the bill. From Normandy sand to a desert sun, they carried that flag till the fight was won. Torn and burned, but it never came down. Stitched back together and raised over town. 250 years, and we're still standing tall. Red, white, and blue, flying over us all. And I'm proud, Lord, I'm proud of this ground where I stand, of the blood and the fire that built this land, land that I love. Thank God I'm still free. 250 years, and she still belongs to me. Now the drums come alive on the 4th of July. Blue thunder roaring across the sky. The jets tear over the crowd below. Same stars those founders watched long ago. Fireworks bursting 1,000,000 strong. The whole nation singing the same old song. Like the biggest sky the world has ever known. 800,000 stars, and nobody's alone. Cannons and fireworks, the flag rolling high. The eagle climbing through the 4th of July. Grandmas and soldiers, the young and the old, hand over heart for the red, white, and gold. 250 years, and we're still standing tall. Red, white, and blue, flying over us all. And I'm proud, Lord, I'm proud of this ground where I stand. God bless the fire that built this land, land that I love. I'll always stand for you. 250 years, and she's still shining through. Hey! 250 years, still free, together Nobody left